arguments from hypocrisy are always really, really weak by like default, unless the hypocrisy that you're underlining meaningfully like destroys the concept that's being delivered. So let me give you an example, okay? If a person says obesity is an epidemic and we should probably eat healthier, but they are themselves fat, does pointing out their fat really address the argument?
No.
Yeah.
Wrong.
He's doing
bad analogy. Fuck you, Vaush. Wrong. That is a terrible analogy.
Well, you made this similar argument earlier in the stream, though. You're saying the argument is independent from the optics of it.
No. His analogy is bullshit.
Okay.
The actual analogy would be if there was someone who was, as I said, vegan.
Vegan, yeah, and they were eating meat.
Because obviously, if they're fat, you know that they're fat. It's not something you can hide, right?
Right.
If you had someone
be on a starvation diet and still be fat.
Right. You could. It'd be like if there was some vegan YouTuber who made all their money and garnered all their success telling people that eating meat is wrong and people that eat meat are bad people and immoral for doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. Evil. Yes. And they spent all their time and all their YouTube channel talking about how evil it is to eat meat and how blah, 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 blah. And then it turns out motherfucker eats barbecue every weekend at their cousin's house, in the backyard.
Barbecue.
And they're chowing down on that big stack of ribs with the delicious smoky barbecue sauce.
Oh my God.
And you say,
delicious.
What the fuck? You eating ribs every week? And they're like, look, I'm just trying to bring awareness to vegan issues. Okay.
Yeah.
It's someone else's job to actually live those principles.
I know.
Okay. So no, fuck you, Vaush. That's a terrible argument.
It is terrible. But I want to play more because I know Vaush actually realizes it's a terrible argument about halfway through here. And
okay.
Like, it's like, oh shit, this is terrible, but let me try a different argument. You didn't watch that? Oh man,
no,
that's pretty funny.
I didn't get to that part, no.
But not really. I mean, you can if you want to be mean. I mean, it's a strategy, but it doesn't like address the argument, you know. But let's say that you...
Well, hold on. He's right in that Hasan being a horrible hypocrite or any socialist being a horrible hypocrite
address the argument.
Does not address whatever the point they're making. That's true, but that's bullshit because no one here is saying that Hasan's arguments about socialism are proven incorrect because of his actions. They're just calling him a fucking hypocrite, grifting, lying piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not even addressing the arguments. They're addressing his character as a human being.
True. Yeah, exactly. They're saying this is a gigantic character flaw.
Yes.
Yeah. Greedy motherfucker got caught with hand in the cookie jar. He's eating the cookies right in front of us.
Now, I have pointed out the observation that perhaps since it seems that this same character flaw keeps repeating itself among socialists, that it's an indication of something inherent in social philosophy, but that's a little bit of a different topic.
Yeah.
Yes. Talking with your significant other, and you say, this house has been so messy. It's so messy around here. We should clean it up more, okay? So here's what we need to do, okay?
I love how all these talks are just a complete window into Vaush's life. Like, I can just imagine Vaush arguing with his significant
I didn't even
other
think about that.
in the morning about how the house is a fucking mess.
Fat and messy house. Yeah, you're right. These are...
I know. What's going on here?
I even think
is the third one going to be about being nearsighted? Who knows? Let's see. Let's see where this goes.
You should Monday.
God,
it's so messy around here. We should clean it up more, okay? So here's what we need to do, okay? You should clean up Monday through Sunday, and
look at
I'll
the
clean
look
up when I can. And now, the argument that you could make is that the hypocritical distribution of assigned work is undermining the validity of the argument, which is that they should both contribute to cleaning the house. Does that make sense? Maybe a little bit of an inarticulate argument, but the point...
Maybe more than a little bit. I think that's a very inarticulate argument.
That's why I love this. I was like, listen, he realizes this argument's full of shit like halfway through.
Yeah. What the fuck? What kind of explanation was that?
He is
Oh
he
my
is
God.
tacitly talking about procedural fairness. He's
Of
basically
course.
saying, perhaps it's not procedurally fair to implement a policy where you're scheduled to clean the house 7 days a week and I'm scheduled to clean the house as I feel like it.
You brought up a good comparison about cavemen, okay? Or being a hunter-gatherer tribe.
Yes.
It's how like you're gonna raise up. We've kind of evolved to want to raise up the people to be our leaders who we believe will lead us in directions that will make us prosperous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's sort of the evolutionary psychology trait that's being triggered when people give money to people like Hasan.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. They're viewing him
our
as
guy.
Right. They're viewing him as this leader that's going to lead them to some path they want to go down to. Okay. And so the good leader in the hunter-gatherer sense is the guy who is going to help you bring back the giant woolly mammoth that you slayed and carry all that meat back so that everyone can eat. But Hasan isn't the good leader. He's the fake leader. He's the guy that tells you he's going to help you hunt the woolly mammoth. But then you find out he's been hiding, sleeping in his tent all day while all the hunters have been working hard. Yeah. And yet he still gives himself the biggest chunk of the meat to eat at the end of the night because he's the leader.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But that's the procedural fairness.
He got all the money.
Right.
To go out and hunt the woolly mammoth. He's like, listen, we'll give you all the money. You go out, bring back the biggest woolly mammoth for all of us. And he brought back the woolly mammoth and he said, listen, my woolly mammoth, bitch. You get your own fucking woolly mammoth, okay? And they're like, we gave you the money for the woolly mammoth.
He said, no. You gave me the money to bring awareness that someone should go get a woolly mammoth.
To the awareness that having woolly mammoths is boss. Look at my big woolly mammoth.
my role, dictated by society and God and fate and reality, is that I'm just telling you how awesome it is to have a big woolly mammoth and that we should all have a big woolly mammoth.
Yes.
If you wanted someone to actually get you a big woolly mammoth, you should have hired someone else.
Yes. Yeah. That's a better analogy, Vaush. You should use that analogy.
There you go.
Is that it doesn't always destroy an argument. In fact, it often doesn't. Sometimes it does, but it often doesn't. But the thing...
This is such a rare Vaush moment when you can see right on his face that he realizes how badly he's bullshitting.
Well...
He's like, God, my performance is slipping here. What am I doing?
It's not... It's very... This is like this is interesting. It's rare that I've never seen him do that. I don't watch all those content, so I can't comment. But I haven't seen him do this when he's talking to himself. Generally, this happens when he's talking to Destiny, and Destiny's explaining why his argument is dog shit.
Right.
And then you see this happening. But he's doing it to himself, which is interesting.
Well, he's kind of doing it to the chat.
Yeah. But I'm assuming his chat agrees with this nonsense.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Thing is, in this isn't easy
on me. It's fucking...
destroy an argument.
It's totally
in
on
fact,
your
it
end.
often
I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes it does, but it often doesn't.
I think it has to do with the fact that I'm in the room twice.
I don't. I've been in the room twice and it's never made a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe my internet's doing something weird.
Maybe your internet's a little jumpy or something. Yeah.
Fucking internet.
Just blow on it. That helps, right?
I wonder if we can oppress more cable workers and I can get better internet.
I think that would be a good idea.
I would semi be down for that.
Yeah.
How bad's the oppression? Are we compensating them well for their oppression?
No, we need to oppress them more. That's the problem. The reason your internet's kind of faulty is because you're not oppressing them enough.
Okay.
Doesn't. But the thing is, in this case, this isn't even hypocrisy. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, but socialists don't usually say stuff like, you can't own a home. It's immoral to own a home. If you have money, you should donate all of it. Certainly there are some people who say this. I don't think I've said this. Pretty sure Hasan hasn't said this either. Usually the argument...
Well, someone in his chat said it in the other video. They did say 60,000 above 60,000.
You shouldn't have over 65K, yeah.
Socialists have is that we should tax people more. There should be wealth taxes and inheritance taxes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as I understand it, to my knowledge, Hasan pays his taxes. So
look, socialists just say that you should pay more taxes. I've never heard a socialist say anything about like living the principles that you preach.
Yeah.
Come on, I've never heard a socialist say that. What are you, crazy? What do you think, they're like religious? You think they're Christian or something? Live the principles you preach. Get out of here.
What does paying taxes have to do with the abolition of private property or worker co-ops, democracy in the work? I don't like, what does tax policy have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
Shit? Yeah.
It's almost like it has to do with redistributing wealth to be more equal.
It does. Yeah. That's what taxation has to do with.
What would that have to do with buying a $2.8 million mansion in West Hollywood?
Remember when Obama, the socialist, talks about spreading the wealth around?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. So socialists online, according to Vaush, advocate for things that liberal Democrats advocate for.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Woo. We're getting, the revolution is underway, fellas.
What's going on here? I'm still confused.
Viva la revolution.
You know, there's this debate, bro, obsession in some communities with addressing hypocrisy over the actual underlying worth of what's happening. Because from a consequentialist perspective, Hasan's not really doing any harm in the world, but there are some people who are more obsessed with the idea of holding people to account, you know? Like,
that's not even fucking true. You, from a consequentialist perspective, Hasan being a horrible fucking grifter is turning people off of communism and his socialism and his message.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's also, as an influencer, he's showing that being a horrible, terrible person with no principles is profitable.
Exactly.
How is that not
exactly?
How is that not harmful, Vaush?
From a consequentialist point of view, being a leader that shows everyone you can be a corrupt shithead, that's not really consequentially bad.
Yeah, stealing all the woolly mammoth meat for yourself makes other people think, well, next time I get a woolly mammoth, I'm going to steal all the meat.
This is what socialism is, guys. It's accruing a bunch of money, sitting on that money like a dragon, and then saying someone else is going to fix the society's problems.
Yeah.
Socialism.
This is actually what all of the communists warned about. They always said anyone with a house or kids or a decent job is fucking useless to the cause. They're like invested in the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.